Oh, those are recording.
Those are-
And Urshad said he was on his way.
This is the Westridge Chamber's office.
Yeah, they had said we could use it.
So they share the conference room.
Yeah, so welcome. Glad everyone's here. I know everyone's been wanting to get back to in-person meetings for a minute. We can go ahead and start public comment if anybody has anything to share. Yeah, we would have to get site control of one of those vacant lots. I'm not sure who owns them or.
Hey, for public comment, should we talk about the building, the parking garage?
Oh, yeah, if you want to bring that up, now's a good time for that.
Yeah, I think we need to focus on getting that parking garage up and running again. It's quite a bit of spots, and I mean, he's been telling us that he's gonna get it working, and it's almost there. But I think it's been almost a year since we followed up with him, and it hasn't opened.
How do we pressure then? How do we do that?
I can give you a update.
Oh, great.
What I
Yeah.
have. Yeah, so he was working with a fire and sprinkler contractor. He needs to finish the job and schedule an inspection. If that passes, then he needs to get an inspection on the elevator, which he says is ready. So we're just kind of waiting for his fire and sprinkler contractor calling for the inspection. And if it all passes, which is a big if, then he can open.
Okay. So we're just waiting
Can't
on
he do
them.
both at once? I mean, why does he have to wait for one after the other?
I need to do that first. Because the city can't sign off on it until the fire and sprinklers sign off. But I don't know if I'm not sure if they're finished with their work yet.
So should we ask him for an update, or I mean, when was the last time you had that update?
That was pretty recent, and I spoke to the building department today, so.
Okay. I guess we'll just hang tight then. Maybe we'll miss this summer again.
Yeah, I know it's frustrating. All right. One thing that I think I had shared with some of the folks as we were waiting was that I had on here the event sponsorship request for Mandala Arts. They are still interested in pursuing it, but she wasn't ready to go with it for this month because they just wrapped up their big Mandala Maker Festival event. So that's going to move to the August agenda, but she didn't tell me until after I had already published the agenda for this month. So we're going to stick a pin in that one. It'll go to August. I do have that I wanted to sort of bump up in the order, a sponsorship request for an event that Ellen's doing with JDNC. And since you're here and we're getting a late start, I wanted to move that up in the agenda with everyone's permission and address that agenda item before we get into annual budget for next year. Ellen?
Hello, I'm Ellen Doppelt. I'm the Executive Director of the Jewish Neighborhood Development Council of Chicago. And in partnership with the Chicago Jewish Historical Society, we are presenting a photo retrospective at the Northtown Branch Public Library beginning on October 23rd, running for 4 weeks. We will launch the exhibit with an opening reception with our featured speaker, Joseph Epstein, who is a best-selling author and essayist. The exhibit, Jewish West Rogers Park Then and Now, will chronicle the family, community life, constancy and changes, the relationships, values, and resilience of our community. This is a significant celebration because the typical trajectory of a Jewish neighborhood in the city of Chicago lasts for a generation or two, and then the Jewish neighborhood moves on. So 10 decades of Jewish community in West Rogers Park, a growing Jewish community in West Rogers Park, is something significant to celebrate. Because of our partnership with the Chicago Jewish Historical Society, not only will this exhibit be promoted within the neighborhood, but it will reach the entire Chicagoland area. At this point, we are working on selecting our images and crafting our captions. We have a collection of some really wonderful images that we've sort of unearthed. And the captions are really working to tell a wonderful story. There will be between 20 and 25 images. And as of now, we have already selected 3 that feature Devon and Devon area activity and businesses. So we feel that this is a significant event in the neighborhood. We feel that it's an event that's going to include some highlights of the work that JMDC has done in the neighborhood, along with initiatives that we have advocated for and supported along with the SSA. And we do believe that this will, like I said, attract people from throughout the city and be a very nice opportunity for the community to get some nice publicity.
And that was a request for what sponsorship level or amount?
So the sponsorship level is the signature sponsor for $1,000. The sponsorship will include the SSA or On Devon logo and name will appear on all of our signage and social media posts. Exhibited sponsored by language will be used with your company name and logo in pre and post event marketing and printed materials, and will be verbally acknowledged at the event. Do you have any questions about what the exhibit will include? Anything about our work with the SSA, our partners, our ability to feature the neighborhood, as in a then and now sort of perspective.
I didn't catch a date. Did you mention a date? I must have missed that.
Yes, the opening reception will be on Sunday, October 23rd. And the exhibit will run for 4 weeks. It will be in the community room of the library, which is the room that you walk in. When you walk in, it's on the right, and it's an all glass room. And the library is working with us to create the images, set up the room.
Who are the other sponsors?
Well, thank you. The 50th Ward, Alderman Deborah Silverstein is one of the sponsors. State Senator Ron Villavialum. Fun for Jewelers, which is a jewelry store that was once on Devon and now is in Wilmette. We have a suburban accounting firm that is sponsoring us. We're early on in our publicity. We're talking already about a couple $1,000s or more in sponsorship. So we feel like we have a lot of momentum. And I do think I'm forgetting a couple.
What's your goal?
Oh, Devon Bank, where you're sitting right now.
Okay. What's the goal? What's the amount, the goal that you're seeking?
Our work, we have a budget and we are working to underwrite the event as best as possible.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She said 1,000 something. That one I got. That one I remember.
Where's the library?
So the library's Pratt and Western.
It's
So
a
it's-
big library
yeah.
right there.
That's
So-
the
Glass.
Yeah.
So it's technically just outside of the boundaries of the SSA, but I said I'd put it on the agenda because it seems like a lot of the photos that they're planning to feature are of buildings and businesses on Devon. So we'll defer to you guys as commissioners as to how you want to address the funding request, but
Can we
Yeah.
fund if it's already us?
It's promoting.
So exactly how many pictures they're doing and how many pictures of Devon gonna be in there?
Ellen, I think you would address this some.
How many total pictures, Ellen?
Do you want to know specifically what the pictures are? I didn't.
No, how many? Like a lot, or, I mean, is it all Devon Avenue, or?
No, it's West Rogers Park, so it's pictures from throughout the neighborhood. But there's no question that Devon, being the main commercial strip in the neighborhood, will be very prominently featured.
I like it.
$1,000.
So you make a motion.
Yeah.
We
I
can talk
motion to
about it
approve
later.
We can.
Say that louder.
I motion to approve.
Well, we can, that's a conversation.
Yeah.
Yes,
That we have.
but
Well, you can still make the motion and then.
Oh, I'm
and then
sorry.
And then discuss it.
Oh, right, okay, my apologies.
You need a second.
I second the motion.
Thank you.
See?
Yeah, there you go, there's a second.
Well, I can ask Ellen to leave. All right, Ellen, we're gonna discuss this without you in the room.
Okay, before I leave the room, virtually, are there any other questions that I could answer? And if I could just, make one more pitch. It's really been a pleasure working with the SSA since I've been in my position for the last 2 years. I've made it my business to keep up to date with what's going on. I attend all the SSA meetings, and I've worked very closely with Cindy in terms of trying to let the businesses on Devon gain access to any SSA funding or information. And, we've worked together to advocate for, as you probably know, the pigeon abatement, the criminal glass damage program that you thankfully approved, and working with Robert's Fish Market on that beautiful new sign, and many more. So just a pitch for our organization, and thank you for the support.
Thank you, Ellen.
Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
Thanks for being here.
Pardon me?
Thanks for joining us and thanks for being here.
Okay, I'll leave. Thank you.
All right, good to see you. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
You can't just have somebody step out of the room for a minute.
Yeah,
yeah.
All right.
so we have a motion and a second
The motion was specifically what, to
approve the $1,000.
approve it. I mean, to me, if it fits within the legal parameters, we have the $1,000 we have.
Yeah.
But if it fits within then I'm okay with it, as long as it's.
What's it about?
They're doing a
Who is it?
historical, so it's the Jewish Neighborhood Development Council, and they are sponsoring a historic photo exhibition at the library focusing on
One of these.
October 23rd and then
For a
for 4 weeks on from that. So
All
basically,
of Devon or just the Jewish?
Westridge as a whole, but they have selected some of the pictures. Several of the pictures do include like businesses and buildings that are on Devon.
Like
So,
history of the.
yeah, history of
Jewish
the area.
community in the-
The thing that I like about it is for $1,000, the SSA is sponsoring something that's gonna be up for a month.
And that,
Which
yeah,
At the
is-
library?
at the library and on social media. and-
It's pretty good bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Are they gonna cross California? Or-
Uh,
I don't like making it a religious or ethnic issue. That's nice.
Well, it's a historical society. It's a community that's
They're
been
working
around
with
for a long
us.
time, and, so if there were another ethnic group that said, hey, we're doing the.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, it gets thrown the other way all the time, like, oh, you can't do it on Saturday because Jewish people can't. We move things to Sunday to accommodate them. I just want to make sure they're considering, there's a lot of historical on our side of Devon also. Like the building I'm in, the Walton block, that had a huge history, and I wish I'd kept them, but some guy showed up and showed me a bunch of pictures. They're all like high-end stores. You remember, Pete, the Woolworth and all that. There's a lot of history on Western and Devon. So my question is that going to be included, excluded? Is this going to be specific to California to Kedzie is what I want.
Yeah, and I think the answer was that they're approaching it as like Westridge as a whole,
Yeah.
but
That's fine.
that includes inherently just a lot of Devon.
Back in the day when my parents lived here, so I'm here.
I know.
My parents, when there was a lot of history. Like there were all those stores. Like my mom worked at the department store. On Devon, Crawford's,
Yeah,
on
Crawford's.
Devon, and there was other things. There was like,
That's what I'm saying. Is that going to be in there?
I think so, because it was So that's
Yes.
like where the immigrants are now.
My building, there was Jordache, Levi's, and
Yeah.
a bunch of stores, and I
It's
said,
not just about.
I know.
So it's West.
Okay, as long as it's not.
I think the better parts were there.
Yeah,
We're.
that's probably where you have good
That-
pictures.
I'm just
think
asking,
that's
just
where-
out of curiosity.
Like that's
Now, wouldn't this fit more under like a Western chamber thing?
I
Yeah,
think they're asking that.
it's $1,000, that's fine.
Pardon?
$1,000.
Yeah, we haven't used a whole lot of our special events budget yet, so.
I think it's a good bang for your buck. For $1,000,
Yeah,
we get some,
proper is really good.
we get good relationship and rapport with the group. And I don't know.
She said she attends all the SSA, but I've never seen her in my life.
She's usually there. Yeah, since we've been doing them on Zoom, yeah,
Oh,
she's been
yeah.
coming pretty regular.
She did the pigeon.
Yeah. Yeah, pigeon stuff and then the glass damage rebates.
And Robert signed.
Yeah, she did work with them and we were working with Cole too to maybe get a sign. We may revisit that.
No, they're still there.
They're still around, but I feel like it's
He
not-
needs to keep it better.
It's better than it
The
was.
way he's done my building, it's better, but he's expensive. We need to work him a little and maybe the store.
He's still with us.
Yeah, we did negotiate him down some.
Okay. I called him for a couple other places too. He's good.
And I asked him to come out again and he didn't charge me yet.
We're
Yeah.
completely off topic now.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, it's been a long time. We haven't been on topic on Zoom. And Jay's on
Okay.
Zoom, so we came in stay off topic.
So
We
you,
should vote on the
Yeah.
motion that's on the floor before you go on.
I'm gonna go ahead and vote yes.
Yeah, I will.
I'll approve it.
What
All
about
right.
proper is good.
Yeah, all right, so all in favor? Approved.
Jay?
Yeah. I'm in favor.
Cool.
want to negotiate the price?
I mean, it's a donation. It's not really a.
Okay, just checking, just
All
checking.
right.
You got a haircut.
$9.50.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we lost video there, but, all right,
Oh.
thank you. As I said, Mandela Arts, she asked to push that back to August. So that's fine. Let's back up to approval of the June minutes. Those were sent around, I think, on Friday. What's up?
Oh, no, nothing, sorry.
He understands it now.
Anybody want to make a motion to approve minutes?
I motion to approve.
A second.
All right, all in favor?
All right.
All right, moving right along, 2023 budget. I did bring some copies. I sent around to everybody the summary sheet. Basically, based on the discussion that we had at the last meeting with preliminary budgets, I really haven't made a whole lot of changes based on what y'all saw at the last meeting. I've got some hard copy versions if folks want to pass around. I also sent this to everybody. But basically, we're currently, maintaining a budget that's slightly lower levy than what we had for FY22, because we have some carryover and because we've done new contracts with some of our service providers. We are going to be shifting to a new landscaping vendor because no one's been happy with Brightview the last year and a half.
So well.
I know.
They always do.
But the new vendor is going to be Balanced Environments. So it's going to be our first time using them, but we're going to be meeting with them in the coming weeks. They had some good references, a lot of private property managers, a lot of malls. So not a lot of other SSAs, but some really high-end buildings
Where are they out
downtown.
of?
I don't remember which suburb. They do have a Chicago office, but they do work all over Chicagoland. Including like Trump Tower was a reference. So,
Is that a good thing?
I mean, Lombard is their
wow,
headquarters,
that's
but they do have a Chicago presence. Sears Tower, I think, was another one.
Find anybody?
We sent out bids to like a dozen landscaping firms. We didn't get a lot of bids.
Problem is, so what we did this time that we hadn't done last time is we divided everything up. and said you can bid on 1, 2, 3, or 4 of the SSAs instead of. being
I was
one
gonna say
package.
divide the street in half and see if. that
Well,
makes it-
we couldn't even get, and we have, one of our SSAs is Sheridan Road. It goes from Devon to Farwell.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Sure.
like, it's
Yeah.
so small and nobody, like, none of the smaller companies even bid on that one. So,
There's gotta be a local landscape.
so we've tried, well, there are, I mean,
Yeah.
so Patch.
Patch declined to bid.
Declined to bid, Asimo.
Yeah.
Asimo
Yeah, the
declined to
problem is
bid,
they're too
Christy
small where
Weber.
they're too scared. to bid
Christy
on it.
Weber bid, but was fabulously expensive.
Yeah, you need to find somebody. I
So
mean,
Christy Weber bid,
They were like double everyone else.
she's really expensive.
I'm
she's
saying,
local.
I'm saying maybe find one of the smaller landscapers around the neighborhood and convince them to.
They just think it's too much. It's too
Yeah,
much
too
Yeah.
much
to
work.
take on.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much. I've talked to, so I know the guy who does my house
Mhm.
is Asimo, and he's over by Belmont and Western-ish. And he just said, you know, it's.
It's a lot of maintenance, right? So you
Okay,
gotta
yeah,
keep
and the watering is
Mhm.
what kills the budget and.
Yeah. Because a lot of it is labor and they have had trouble, hiring sufficient amount of people. We ran into the same thing with snow. We renewed with the same company for snow because last time they were the only bidder and they did an okay-ish job. I mean,
But they don't have the big water trucks, the
Yeah.
smaller guys,
Right.
so they can't.
Well,
yeah,
it's such a big contract, they can go buy.
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
so that's sort of always been one of the main constraints, and it's in the last year or two, even
Just get a
more
long
so.
hose, run it down. The water's so expensive. It's
Yeah.
not even-
It's okay, I steal it already.
You know, fire hydrant?
I'm just kidding, it's on the record.
One of my friends.
Yeah, and then, we've been in touch with Clean Slate, Clean Streets, no, Clean Slate,
Right.
Clean Streets, the old one. About adding an additional round of power washing, so that's in there. And I've just been continuing to prod
Can
them
we do
about the
power
garbage
washing every
cans.
quarter? I mean,
That's what's in here. Because we had been doing it 3 times a year. I'm adding a 4th.
Power wash the garbage cans.
Yeah.
This is
I'll
crazy.
ask 'em.
Those things are filthy.
We are having that issue, I will say, like in all of our SSAs now.
So two things, so they're, and you know, it's, right, you're not cleaning under the liners.
Yeah, they're just full of
Right,
trash. They don't-
So the liners don't kind of fit all the way into the, right, and so everything goes underneath, and then they take the liner out, they dump it, and they don't pick the trash out of there,
No.
and then they don't clean it. So, but, I mean, I think that the city is.
Just do a separate day if they have to come on.
I mean,
Should we ask Clean Slate to come out and clean the city trash cans?
If they can do it at the same time when they power wash, it'd be great.
who cares? I want to get it done. I mean, I'd rather
No,
pay
we-
more and get stuff done.
You know, we gotta start spending more money.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
I'd rather pay more for more work. Let's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're rolling
Yeah,
too much of a budget over and over. Just find things to spend more and more.
And create my park. I went to a park, I moved to the suburbs.
Wow.
When you have kids. And I was in this amazing park. What do you do with 2, 3, and 2-year-olds? Go to the park on the weekend.
Yeah, we have finding stuff for kids to do on
To
Devon.
do, and so I
Where would
went,
you propose this?
well, I went to this park in Wilmette and it said, park created by commissioners. So I don't know if that means they're commissioners, but it was like so beautiful. They had all these things for kids and like water sprouts,
So
Where is the park? Is
parking
the
lot
park in the
out.
middle of like the business district?
It's like the downtown and then there's a park.
All right,
But
next to
it was next to it, or we could do it, we could find some land that's maybe like, but it was such a draw, like I was
Oh,
talking.
it's on like on a commercial strip.
No, we
have
talked
one-
more about, remember doing like a small theater or
Something,
something for
like
Some
kids
kind of kids
activity.
activity.
Because it was like, and like, moms we're all like drowning and barely making it, and they're,
We're talking like a top lot kind of a thing.
yes.
Something.
And we were all talking and everybody's like talking and they're from all these different neighborhoods and they just drive there as like
That'd
a,
be great on Devon. You have some
Yeah,
people
like-
for shopping.
exactly, and you bring them and the kids go and then like the parents go get like a coffee or a snack.
What's
Or
happening
just
with
dump their
the,
kids in the park.
Yes.
I handcuff them to the
But like
fence.
it's like an attraction, people.
Okay.
Deborah?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Deborah, what's happening with the old Crawford site?
Get somebody-
Which one is the old Crawford site?
The
lot.
empty lot, the hole in the
The lot
ground.
next to North Shore.
Oh, so it's owned by
People across.
people across the street. Who are they?
Yes, you're right. The home healthcare
Are they
place.
planning on doing something with
I
it?
was told a parking lot, but they're planning on making it a parking.
Like
I-
paving it?
I don't know if that's gonna get approved, but that's the rumor.
What about the?
Well, it's gonna be, let me reach back out to them before I say anything. So I'll reach back out and see what their plans are.
Yeah.
That's the other side of Prague, right?
This is in Western.
It is on Western, but it's the
It
other
is,
side
it's
of
further
Prague.
north,
so
yeah, it's outside the district.
We got
Yeah,
what is that, Levitt and Devon, there's a big lot there too.
That's so.
Yeah, I know it's sold, but I don't.
Yeah,
know.
but they're not doing anything with that either. That's been sitting there for a while. The old Cosmos Press
Yeah.
over there.
Those
No,
always
no,
Cosmos Press is at Bell.
Little further
The
up.
next block,
Granville to
east
Arthur.
is another
Right.
building.
Levitt and
I think it's the same owner though, isn't it?
That's what I heard.
It is.
Same owner.
And we can ask
Can
to
we
use it
threaten these
temporarily.
people?
Eminent domain, just take over.
Oh, just look at
That's
it,
not-
man. It's to
No, I
do
don't
something.
think the SSA commission
They're
has
using
eminent
it for
domain power.
parking, but
That's not legal.
we can maybe
It's
rent it.
legal, it's legal if they're not charging for it. If they're just using it for
They are
themselves.
charging, but they're not.
If they're not charging,
legally
then that's
charged.
legal, then it's not. And it can't be, it has to be paid in order to be charging for it.
In
It
any
has to be
case,
zoned.
Isn't there any way to light a fire under these people? There's got to
Yeah,
be some
the
way.
fire's on the computer right there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We could
Just
talk to
vacant
them.
lot, vacant spaces just kill a neighborhood.
Well, so
Yeah.
there is an advocacy organization, the Small Business Advocacy Council, so right now, if there's vacant storefronts and stuff or vacant lots, you get a tax break if you don't
Yeah.
fill it, right? And so they're looking.
Forever?
Well, there is no limit. So they're looking to say 5 years and you have to aggressively try to market it, right? So some of these businesses or the vacancies are not even in shape to rent.
There's no motivation
Because
for them.
they're-
to-
So why don't we approach them and say, hey, we want a short-term rental
Yeah.
and we want to make it
To
into
do
a park.
a
and just
neighborhood
keep it
plaza.
Something and approach them and see, until you're ready to do something, let us use it.
Yeah,
And
So there was a
We
grant.
also, we also have to make sure that whatever we're using it for, it's zoned properly to put something in there.
There was a
Just
grant.
throwing that
the
out
city
there.
had out.
yeah.
somebody mute. the-
Wait, wait, there were
Sorry.
68, the Harley Davidson store at 6,800, that's.
That's Pratt. That's outside.
Yeah,
That's
it's north of the
outside,
district,
oh.
yeah.
What are they putting
That's
there?
far.
Right now, it's vacant.
'Cause that's outside
Yeah.
Warren Park.
Wild Onion Grocery had asked me
We
about
used
it
to talk
ages
about
ago, but
right
they
in
ended up
the
taking
SSA.
space on Clark.
Empty the
No,
parking
while,
lot.
it's more of a, that's more of a conversation for another time why they weren't there, but yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been nice.
We're happy to have them on Clark.
You guys are-
No one's sad about that.
Except for me.
Well,
What about,
What?
what about, does Warren
Art
have a
outdoor.
playground?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
It's multiple.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
Warren Park is actually the recipient
got
of a
the big
huge
grant.
grant,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So,
to get rid of the old batting cages.
Batting
and
cages.
Stuff.
correct.
Yeah, that's right. Or cricket, I thought it was cricket fields, wasn't it?
They're not
I
putting a
figured that.
cricket field. They're
Okay.
not putting a new cricket field, but I think they're gonna repurpose that whole,
The batting cage area.
Pickleball, I heard.
they're gonna do more pickleball courts and
Okay.
some other stuff.
Yeah.
Pickleball.
Yeah.
Pickleball at Warren Park, so they're putting in pickleball at the old,
I just think like. it's
Baseball
just
diamonds.
Such a draw. Everybody just goes. spending
I know we're already up.
We don't have a lot of vacant, we don't have a lot of vacant land. Other than the old Crawford site and the one further down by Cosmos and over.
Mm,
That's really all we have.
yeah,
Do you know that person? Do they want to
might they
put a
yeah.
park there?
Can't bring it up, he's out of town, but he'll be back.
Yeah, just, pop up something,
We can, I'm sure he won't mind, and we can talk to
I
him.
was thinking, oh, like that, they had they had a banner out front for a while about a bazaar. That corner at Levitt and Devon is huge. They could just have stalls there,
But
and a
it's
big bazaar
kind of,
outside.
the concrete's not too level and broken up, I don't know if it's.
Yeah, put a bunch of boards
hazard
across, it'll be fine.
Till somebody falls.
The stuff does add up. I
That's
mean,
the problem.
we've
Yeah,
done
it's- You're better off with the
two,
Cosmopolitan.
yeah,
Real,
We've-
cream.
we have now done two of the alfresco street closure sites in SSA 19 and SSA 24. And neither was like set up as like a kids play area. They're both sort of more like outdoor community plaza gathering space kind of thing, you know, picnic tables and such.
That'll work. too.
They're not cheap. They're more expensive than you would think.
No, I say just buy benches and have, like, if you want to grab food and sit down and eat some on Devon, the benches are either packed or, you know, you gotta sit at the restaurant, but having, you know.
Yeah, having
each
the
back there
outside
might be
could be good.
a-
Yeah,
Yeah,
But-
that's a nice unit. It's not busy in the daytime, right? There you go. He's got, it's a big
As
spot.
long as they're buying beer, I'm happy.
But that I don't know.
The alcohol
Yeah, water
licensing is
bottles.
another wrinkle.
Dad's gonna, like, bring your
Yeah,
kids and
that might be more something,
Oh,
that's a cool idea, because he's got a really nice setup.
it is really nice back
If you
there.
see it now, Candace is.
Oh, cool. She did a bunch of Jarvis Square Tavern too.
We're
But-
off topic.
Yeah, no, it's
way
something that
up
we
there.
might, you know, it might be worth investigating, you know, if we are gonna try to develop something, we'll probably need to bring in like a Tesca or altogether to do like site plan design stuff, but
Prime candidate is that.
That one site, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause it's- it's been vacant for ever.
Which one did you just say? I'm sorry, I missed
The
that.
Crawford site,
I had thought that they had plans, but I will definitely reach out to them.
You're right, there aren't many, but they're glaring.
That would be ideal.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
all right, we can research this some more.
And the east end needs some development, so. it wouldn't be nice.
Cut it off.
Just cut it off.
All right, we're still on budget here. Any budget specific questions or motions?
What happened with our lights?
They've been ordered and then China went on lockdown again.
Twice.
Yeah, we ordered them, we paid for them, they just haven't been delivered yet.
Okay, anything else outside, those metal banners that we talked about?
So that was another one where we were waiting on CDOT. So Ellen at CDOT, who does all the streetscape stuff, I did share with her that that was something that this group was interested in doing. They do it through contracts, I guess, that
We
exist
can't
and get
design and
renewed.
have it made on our own.
No, not for the metal ones. We can keep doing the vinyl ones on and on ad nauseum, but because the metal ones get done through streetscape, it would need to go through CDOT.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I was told. Because yeah, our banners are looking pretty rough right now. So the question is, you know, do we want to just go ahead and replace or, you know,
I'm so
just pull them down?
I would say both.
Yeah,
Like, could we replace, I think the CDOT process could take years.
Yeah, we can't just, I mean, I did last, you know,
They probably did it during Fleetscape.
I'm going to interrupt again. I actually
Yes.
have to jump off of this because I have to go somewhere else, but I'm happy to get involved with CDOT and whatever city things that I can help you with. You just have to share it with me. So I can reach out to my own contacts and I'm happy to do whatever I can to speed things along.
of
What?
the ones out west, yeah.
So I
you did
think that
send
would
me
be
those.
great, Deborah, to find out, like, if we could get metal banners and what the process is through CDOT. So that has to go through CDOT
Yeah,
and what the process is. And I know, right? I mean, look at what we've been working with them on the Clark Devon intersection since
how
2017.
about the, no.
Do you
plastic,
have
how they-
Do you have a picture of exactly what, or something similar to what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
you
the
could
ones
send
from
me?
Pulaski.
Yeah, Urshad does.
Okay, send it to me and then I'll reach out to CDOT and see how we get
The other
things.
one, Deborah, was the little lines and the striping they're doing on the streets. I know they redid it. We talked about it a couple meetings ago. But they did the whole corner. It looks really, really
Like
nice.
the intersection murals.
Mhm.
Oh, they repainted the crosswalks?
On Pulaski and like Elston, and it's really, really, it's a big intersection too, though,
So
so.
we're doing an intersection mural right now at Morrison Glenwood, and
Uh-huh.
it's.
So is this something the SSA would fund?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
we've
so.
done it in other districts.
Yeah,
So
it's,
Sandy, if you could just send me an email or a text or whatever with the information with pictures, and then I could reach out to somebody at CDOT and get us some more information.
I think for the intersection mural, we do our like the logo, right, or the mandala.
Yeah,
right?
similar, like we've got it out there already in a couple of spots, but it's just kind of
And
looking
they did
weathered.
like the walkways in red.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
the
that-
spit will work out
yeah,
perfect.
you think that this is just.
It
you ask
seems
for and
simple.
just
It should
gets
be
done,
simple.
right?
No, but I saw them doing it. They did
Yeah.
it in 3 days. I mean, it wasn't
Well, yeah,
etching, right? So I mean,
doing it, yes, but the process to get to that point. So
I,
we're,
I have to go, guys.
All right, guys.
So
Thank you for
Sandy,
joining us. We
I can talk
appreciate
to you
it.
tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, and I'll send you the list of whatever 311 requests we got that are still outstanding.
Perfect. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Sarah, bye. So
Right.
Ursula,
No.
we got funding to do decorative crosswalks by the metro station.
Okay.
We got our funding in January of 2021. It was supposed to be done in the summer of last year. Now we're a year later, still.
Can we just do it and say sorry? Yeah.
we can't. So
Might do that.
CDOT has to approve the design, whatever the design happens to
Do
be.
you have, sorry, do you have our design for our?
The mural,
our
the
mural.
mandala art that's already
Yeah.
out there.
It's on, you know.
I'd have to find it, but yeah.
Yeah, we have it.
Yeah.
We have it.
Where the banners are, they're metal, so you just do something like that.
Because we've already got the pink and purple
Yeah.
little circles that are on the molds.
My point is, if we're gonna do it, we should start the process now.
That's what I'm saying, so.
We still haven't gotten our intersections done. They're supposed to be done by July 15th.
Their brackets on top.
Do they have to change every year?
No, this is metal. So we do our logo and put, you know, on Devon.org or whatever. I think
We
it's
started-
done.
we got the
Oh,
funding
that's
to do it.
much easier.
We're still waiting.
By the
How long does the
vegetation
approval
alone.
take? A year? You said-
About, yeah.
No more. So we got money to do it in January of 2021.
Mhm.
We started working with CDOT then, and then there's the contractor, so that's Gallagher, who actually does the installation. CDOT has to approve the design, Gallagher has to decide what paint they're gonna use, then they have to go back to CDOT. It's a huge process, but here's what I'm gonna tell you, is we were gonna do Lunt and Greenleaf. Greenleaf has a moratorium, you can't do anything on the street right now because it's scheduled for some sort of utility work. So we're not allowed to even put the installation on Greenleaf. So we're gonna do Lunt. And then while this whole process was happening, the cost doubled. So it was supposed to be $5,000. It was supposed to be, it doubled. I think it went from 5,000 from, yeah. So in a year and a half, the cost doubled.
How much have you done?
This is nice too. So
Oh, yeah, the Saguenash ones are.
Send the other one to Deborah and tell her that that's what we want.
This
Yeah,
one or the other?
the Pulaski one,
Yeah, I like the one with.
with the cutouts, yeah.
And if we do the mandalas instead. But I'm telling you, we should start this process like
Yeah.
now.
Okay,
Because when's the last time that we did like the Devon version of like a Vision Clark Street or Elevate Devon?
We did that with George when we did.
with
Sparklight. Remember, we did a strategic planning process and we talked about, we came up with our
So that was-
tagline.
yeah.
and all that.
I'm saying that because that was before my time, so
Right,
when
that's where the
was
on-demand
it?
came
That's where I-
from.
yeah.
When?
Yeah,
what happened to the mural?
I got art commission, but then I couldn't get business owners, building owners to approve putting it up.
They won't,
They didn't like the art.
they don't like what she said.
Yeah.
They want to.
Yeah,
No, but they have to do it, right? See, that has to do it. That's the problem.
Yeah, oh, you're right. I forgot about that.
I love murals.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So the business
This is
owners
what
that you
design
reached out
The
to.
building owners that I was in contact with didn't like any of the concept art that was developed.
So the business owners agreed to have us put murals on their walls, right? That was part of the process. And they agreed to pick, we agreed to pick that artist. And we paid for design.
Concept development, yeah.
But they don't like any.
Yep.
Not one business owner, building owner likes any piece.
Mhm.
How many people are we talking about here?
Like 3, 4, and then Croatian Center I had approached, they were like, yeah, maybe we've got a guy that we'd like to commission a mural, and I said, great, send me a proposal, we'd love to finance this. They never followed up.
Splits, dale más, los sirve por Chicago, it's too
Those
hard.
guys, forget it, you gotta have some. more guys. The other guys are turning down.
Sandy, you don't
houses, they
think we
don't
have
like
any
the
connections where you can just push this through?
This is pushing it through.
Yeah,
I figured you'd have it done by now.
us too.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Just go hang out at CDOT.
So we're also
Yeah.
doing an intersection mural on Morrison Glenwood. And it's the pride flag. And we got that approved. It was supposed to be done before Pride of
Well,
2021.
that'd be great.
It's still not, it's still not, done, but it's still
The
not done.
Jewish side, I mean, it's-
It's still not done. My point is, it's still not done.
Yeah, yeah.
Two prides have gone through, right?
There's a
And it's still
reason.
not done
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, right.
by the time
Who
it's
are the,
done.
who are the?
I can't
wait,
tell you all the
I'm
permits.
sorry,
that
what
you have to
topic
get.
are we on?
I don't
We're
know.
on
We have to approve the
pride
budget.
topic right
We have
now.
to
Can we
approve the
approve this budget?
Yeah. and then we
Oh,
can
yeah.
I don't see anything glaring
I
here.
don't.
It's so small. we can't even read.
Well,
I'll
whatever I
let
can
you-
read.
That was,
No, no.
I was trying to get it to fit on regular paper. I don't have legal
It's
paper.
the same-
We do still have that, and there is still budget in here for this. Yeah, that hasn't gone away, that hasn't changed.
There is a muffler shop on Kedzie and Devon. Their sign is also not in good shape.
It's right by the Dunkin' Donuts, right?
Why don't you go tell them?
Huge.
How about that building in the
Richard.
corner of California and Devon in the northwest corner? That
Oh, yeah,
whole-
the
Yeah.
busted one where it looks like the
Yeah,
awning's about to
that
fall
is
off of it.
just depressing.
No, they are. California and Devon is.
That's,
The
yeah.
corner of California.
That guy's a slumlord.
Yeah.
California and Devon.
He owns a few buildings.
I had this conversation with
Vale por ir.
Dr. Patel at All American Medical Supply. She stares at it all day and it drives her nuts.
It's a busy.
It's a very cheap.
Well, let's throw some violations at this guy.
Even the Bologna.
You know, that whole facade, it looks like it's gonna fall down. That can't be legal. Yeah, let's bust that guy.
Which guy?
Why don't we have the murals drawn on these
Push-
vacant
put
lots
pressure on it.
on
I
the?
still need building owner approval.
Or Chad, that's your department.
Which one?
All of these.
Yeah, which
I
buildings
just
are we
said,
talking
one's a
about? So you
slumlord.
got the-
That's Richard Body Shop. I know him. He'll-
Yeah, I talked to Conservation Center. I think I talked to Gandhi Electronics at one point. Talked to, so BJ's already got one on his, and then the Patels on the side of, on Perna. They didn't like it either.
Walk around, just put.
So nobody who agreed to have a mural on their building liked the designs that the SSA
Yeah.
commissioners selected.
You gotta take me with you. You gotta
And
convince
so,
me.
well, it was done via email, right?
You gotta go first.
Did not see even.
I bet, how about?
I'd have to pull them up. They're on-
Ollie over
they're
at
on this
Carberry
computer,
on the
maybe.
side of his building.
I mean, he's kind of got some art, but maybe. I mean, he's got the sign that was done by a local muralist with all the golf
Yeah.
stuff, yeah. But
No,
I mean, it might be worth the ask.
Well, I know.
It's a nice.
He's one of those people, you just gotta go there, talk to him and get it done.
I don't think he'd say no.
I had to convince him on the little
Yeah,
thing, like,
took a
Bob
while.
said, hey, now.
'Cause I was-
Now, if not, you're out. And
I was
fine,
prodding
do
him
it.
on,
You just think I said, yeah. She was harassed.
I was pestering him on WhatsApp.
Yeah, stop responding.
What is he, what's his objection?
Ghosted.
What's his objection?
He just,
He just doesn't want to
Inertia.
say yes.
It's just, yeah.
No, it's no commitment. I
I
don't
want to know what you
that's-
have over these people. If they, when you.
That's
involve,
the
they
real
all say
landlord.
yes.
Those
I
are his,
speak properly. You guys are too nice.
those are his DBAs.
Yeah, that's about that. I won't be on the SSA.
Uh,
We're not recording, right?
But it's a good point, those vacant, whatever, maybe we
Yeah.
can put the art on
Yeah.
those, like on the windows.
Yeah, it would be nice
So
to do
it's
something.
Drive by and it's like beautiful.
You mean in the vacant buildings?
Yeah, and the window.
So we
fronts.
have a woman who does art on windows and she does a really nice job.
Yeah,
But however, you still need permission
Permission
from the building owners.
Walk around. and get it
That's
done.
very,
yeah.
Maybe schedule a day with him
Yeah.
in
We've
Brandon.
done it before. It works, but
Yeah.
it just.
but these vacant
It costs
buildings,
you
how are you gonna
nothing.
find them?
And it
Nothing
helps the
but time,
neighborhood, and
yeah.
it brings, and it.
Yeah, 'cause
it's
it-
zero
We're
cost.
bringing.
When we've had her do those, because those are not that expensive. What are we usually paying? Because it's usually Carolina that does it for our whole corner. Okay. Yeah, so a couple $100 depending on how big the window is.
Or we come up with a nice banner, rent me, SSA sponsor.
I'm having a
We've done
mural
that, we've done
painting
that.
on the
My work.
front of my bar, like starting on the side.
Candace again?
No, this guy is another guy. And it's gonna be like Alice in Wonderland, like a Cheshire
That's cool.
Cat. But it's gonna slowly grow around the whole front.
Neat.
So can I submit?
Yeah, if it's not a sign
It's not a sign.
It's not
We haven't
done yet.
started yet.
Yeah.
and you haven't started yet, yeah.
Are you
Painted
new?
it black.
Are you new
I
here?
don't care.
Mhm.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Then submit it.
I'm doing, let's see, I'm not waiting for you guys. I'm getting it done.
but if you want to get some cash, bring a proposal and you'll just recuse yourself from that vote.
That's fine.
Yeah, like show us what the art's gonna be. And yeah,
Slow down,
if you're willing
slow
to wait a
down.
bit.
As far as you know, it's not done.
Why don't
I'm
you,
kidding, it's just kidding.
why don't you just email the proposal?
Yeah.
Have everything.
Send it to us.
Okay.
So the murals that you were asking for the window, you want to paint it?
Yeah, so she does like, it's like tempera paint, right?
Why don't we put the stickers outside?
Maybe,
Faster and easier.
yeah.
If we do that, we have to get permits.
Yes.
Mm,
But if the window is above 50%, then you have to get the permit. If it's below that,
Yeah.
25%.
Wow. Great rule.
I know.
Who's checking?
It's what we've experienced is people like tattle.
Oh, I know, that's
Right.
90% of
Yeah, they
the,
pick up the phone and they
Right.
say,
Like the
"Hey,
business
so-
owner?
no,
somebody
neighbor,
who doesn't like
somebody.
that business, will then call another business.
Like
because
busy
you are
body.
SSA, so then you have a problem with that.
No,
Well, this stuff does get done. You go around the city, you do see it. It is out there. There's murals out there, there's metal signs.
Right, we just,
there's-
the Rogers Park Business Alliance we have to go through the
Yeah,
proper
proper
process.
channels.
That's fine,
Right,
but
you
we,
know?
the SSA, can just put this shit in motion.
No, you can't. Oh, in motion, yes, in
Because we-
motion.
In motion,
Yes, they can figure it
yes.
out, yes.
And also we have to figure out about the garbage cans on some of the streets.
Yeah.
And they get filled
that's not.
all over the
Yeah.
walking path. Especially the Devon and Oakley.
It's all pee.
It's always.
It's all my garbage.
It's all the tea.
I don't even have trash service. I just throw it over. I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Most of the apartments are doing that.
Do we need to increase the Main Street again?
I think it's just timing. I mean, maybe.
Summer.
Increase them.
I would. I already said it from the beginning. I'd spend all my money on cleaning.
I-
Garbage pickup is every,
No.
It's
Every
5
day,
days, it's 5 days a week.
it's every, and it's twice
Not
every day.
not anymore.
5 days a
Because
week.
we
They can
reduced it.
double it.
But do we get Saturday, Sunday in there or no?
We reduced it. What days don't they come?
They
come
don't
on
do Tuesday
Tuesdays?
for anybody.
Right.
I'd have to check, because we're doing 6 days a week now, so I think it's every day
Oh,
but
so it's
Tuesday.
every day but Tuesday.
But we're only doing one per day. We're not doing
Right.
them twice a
We
day.
used to do twice on the weekends and 7 days a week.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I would.
I think we should just hire guards next to the garbage. It's full. Move along, move along.
Just put a lid on it with a little hole.
Something because it helps like all over the streets.
So there
You just gotta pick
have
up more.
been
food.
studies
Yeah,
done that the fewer cans you have,
Yep.
the less trash you have.
Like in Japan.
That's what
There's
the
no garbage.
superintendent said when he was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an
And
induced
it's-
demand kind of thing.
And what we see is that people from their apartments come out
Mhm.
and put their bags in the cans on the street. And then there's no room for the cup or the
Yeah.
gum wrapper or whatever it is. And I mean, it's a big problem.
You can empty the planters out.
It's a really good idea.
Trying to stop people from using the planters.
You can't fix it unless you just clean up more. I think
Even
so.
that you can't fix. It's still
Just
gonna-
clean up more. You know, I mean, that's the best you
Don't
can
you remember
do.
when he came to that, the superintendent said, he goes, you put more garbage cans, more garbage.
We're not putting more garbage cans. We're cleaning up what we got.
You just want more
Like
litter
Friday,
pickup.
Saturday.
Yeah. I do. I always do.
Or have store owners put a small garbage can on.
I told you, it should be like Great America, like Disneyland.
Yeah.
Have guys
I
walking
know,
up and down
yeah.
the street all day cleaning.
Yeah,
what
I
I
mean,
would
we've
do.
got money in this year's budget that I can,
So maybe we'll go back to twice a day on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
It's within our budget, right?
for this year, I could even probably try to do.
Fire away. That's what I
Sundays,
think.
we should.
Sunday, Saturday
Do
night.
we need a motion for that?
I think it's the time that's the problem. If they're doing twice a day, what's the time?
Well, they come in the morning. I actually saw them at noon today. They were. on
Yeah,
Devon.
there's not
They're running
specific
late.
times. It all kind of
Yeah.
depends on like when they wrap up their other routes.
Yeah,
It
usually they
can't
do
be 12 and then 1.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Just make sure it's,
The weekend when we talk about is always after 5. After 5 is better.
they won't
I
do
don't
it.
know if they'll do
That's the
it.
problem.
So
I'll
if they came in
ask.
the morning at like 10 and then again at like 3 or 4.
3 or 4, something,
I
yeah.
think the
Later
garbage
the day-
starts.
Later
at
the better.
Later would be better, but you
So the
know,
later.
I don't know if we can get.
11
ask
PM would be great.
11 p.m.
What? 11 p.m. at night? Yeah, yeah,
That's when
absolutely.
the crowd starts.
It is.
Yeah, that is when it gets crowded, yeah.
I agree with you.
I mean, I'll make the ask. I don't know if that's within their operating
Maybe they
hours,
got
but
some late sleepers. You know.
No.
No.
Yeah.
I vote to approve the
I
budget.
second the
all
motion.
right, all right, Pete moves approval.
My motion, yeah. Second the motion.
Jay?
He's in San Francisco.
Been there.
And he's the one who said, oh, wow, we're meeting in person.
Yeah, he's sitting in his office doing nothing. I don't know.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
All right, so we'll increase the street cleaning. You don't need to vote on it because it's in the budget.
Yeah.
You don't need to vote.
Yeah, I'll just call Brady and ask him to add.
We'll
Can
ask
we,
them.
can we just not go up and down with this thing? Like, let's just clean all the time, you know?
What,
Well, we
24 hours a
reduced
day?
it,
What do
we
you
reduced
guys-
it during.
Absolutely.
We reduced it
We
during
reduced it
COVID.
during
We
COVID.
slowly started ratcheting it back up. We'll do that some more now that COVID's.
Maybe we should power wash on Saturdays so people realize, hey, they're cleaning all the time. And we shouldn't be throwing garbage on the floor, spitting on the floor.
No, I think it's the opposite effect.
Oh,
clean
see
now,
if they're-
let's
oh,
do it.
Yeah,
they're
they
ready.
see it and they say, oh, it's fine because they're cleaning it.
They can clean it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't usually ask them for specific days.
Yeah.
Because they do it real early in the morning usually.
I haven't seen it this year, so I don't know when.
They did it early in the spring. Yeah, they did April. We're due for another one, and then I'll do another one in probably September.
Can you let us
October.
know so we can at least
Yeah.
look at the floor?
And then what do you want to do about murals?
We gotta get that
Beat
done.
these people in the head with
We
a
gotta get
2x4.
that done. 'cause
Mhm.
It's already, we're already like 90% there.
Just
Get
just bring
the
up the
address
neighborhood
and
so
then we'll
much.
go. we'll
Yeah,
go and
let's
get
do it.
And we have the design.
I'm waiting on
and we'll
Brandon to
just-
give me his availability. We're trying to get out to
Okay.
walk around to folks this time, sometime later this week.
And then maybe we'll look at those
I think-
eyesore buildings that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Are they getting choices of designs? Or are they getting?
Well, I'll find it on here, actually. I think I've got the, because we had static. Yeah. So it's Ramon Static that, yeah.
I showed those 3 designs or whatever.
Yeah, so there was 4 concept. I don't remember which one was actually voted on by
I remember
commissioners, but
these,
yeah.
yeah.
But when I took it to the building owners, they were like, no, I'm not into it. Like, you're not painting that on my wall.
Both of them, they're gonna be against one of the faces.
You just take the faces off and make
Yeah.
it more abstract.
Because we asked him for a Bollywood theme.
It's not about this, it's about
Yeah.
just seeing a face on
Okay.
the wall. Like
Yeah.
most religious people, they're not gonna
Yeah.
allow to paint the
Is
face.
that what the issue is?
Most of
Okay.
them, yeah. They're not gonna put the faces on
All
the
right.
wall at all.
How about something, yeah, more
Okay.
abstract?
We can come up with-
Or get rid of the eyes.
Yeah.
So take the
Take the
faces
faces out.
out and put something else in
Yeah.
place of the faces, and then you think the business owners
Yeah.
will
Okay.
allow it.
Well, just let's go walk it. Let's see who they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see if anyone's up for it.
Who are the
Is it,
buildings
would it,
again?
wait, hold on, before we do this, would it be offensive to put the faces on the walls?
For some people,
I don't think it's offensive. It's just not preferred.
prefer, yeah.
No, I
So,
think.
Depends on the actor.
No, I think because if you put the second one is Amitabh Bachchan,
No,
so the Salman Khan fan will not. they will
Yeah, that's
just
what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Go and put the black thing on that.
all we
So
will do,
don't use.
rather putting the faces, we could put the famous dialogues of the movie.
Yeah, but there's no art there, right? You
No,
want some
then,
art.
then there is a language problem, whether it's in English or Urdu or Hindi or Gujarati. then-
The question I have, these are famous.
Yeah, I asked him to sort of pull from
So
movie
doesn't that
posters.
just become dated? I mean, at some point,
Yeah.
they're not,
That's what I'm
you
saying.
know,
Maybe
so
some.
I don't
why
know,
are we
Tom
doing
Cruise
this?
has been acting for.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and nobody wants to see his.
We got it. We have a few there too. That's.
That have been acting. for-
Yeah.
Or they just become, they
Depends
have
on
a,
the- depends on the
they have a
guy.
shelf life.
Depends on the guy.
My suggestion is why we are using Bollywood. I mean, we are promoting them, why we have to promote them?
What do you want to promote?
You all asked for this.
Yeah,
so
what do you wanna
we-
promote?
that's what we did.
I like the idea.
Devon is
But-
famous for food. Devon is
We're trying to-
famous for
Which
food.
restaurant
Change
you
it
want
up.
to open?
Yeah.
Pani puri
Absolutely.
picture, something
Just
like.
Pani Puri.
Oh,
or
Bandi
maybe
Wala
just,
or
uh,
Bandi Wala.
chicken
Someone
biryani
doing the-
or just only
That's a
the
good idea.
food photograph.
Like-
What was it? Sorry.
It's not from
like your tuk tuks,
Yeah.
one from there,
Okay.
or like,
Someone
Just
making
one of
lassi.
Just
the
take
food
pictures
carts.
from the stock, or maybe go to the restaurant,
Yeah.
take a big picture.
Cultural stuff.
Yeah.
But no
like Someone
faces,
putting the chai in the
nobody's
cup,
name.
making lassi.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just his hands.
Sad,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
and, yeah, and in an abstract.
Images
manner,
of the,
color,
I
of the
can
painted
send you
hands.
Or somebody making something in the background being like the
Yeah.
mountains, something nice.
like it's a spa or it's a salon, and then she's doing henna and.
Even the Rajasthani women is kind of like an art itself.
Yeah.
The way they dressed up themselves up, and
Just-
also they
I'll
put
try to
the
find
palm
some.
on
And
top.
they
That's
cover
fine.
the face,
There is
so
no
you can
face,
see
but
it.
there is the art also.
That's fine.
I can send you
It
plenty
can
of
even be
pictures.
geography. It
Yeah,
could
that'd be
be
great.
Anything.
Yeah.
like landscapes.
That's what I'm saying. Do somebody making lassi in the back landscape.
I don't, yeah, but I don't know why that's, that's fine.
So
Let's just
you-
do it,
you
man.
can figure
Let's
out-
just do this.
Who this
Yeah.
person is, then
With the
nobody
art-
will have any objection.
With the art, you can come up with anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I can ask around, because I know part of it also was that, we wanted to try and find artists with a connection to the community. Jenny Vyas, we reached out to, but she's been booked up. But she did the dance mural on the side
really
of
nice.
Sukadia's, so.
That's a gorgeous mural.
Yeah, I did reach out to her and ask her about doing some more concept development for us, and at the time she was just slammed. 'Cause she's been doing big gallery shows. I mean, I can reach out again. Because she does some neat stuff now, a lot of the stuff in her portfolio, especially with jewelry, where she's got like iridescent, like gold flake paint that looks really cool.
So can we use what Static did with that, with just changing out the faces, or is that not?
Changing out the faces and putting in something else. I mean, we'd still have to pay him again, because it would be like starting over. So this was Ramon Static Barnes. He's got art kind of all over the city.
That's what I'm saying, maybe keep some, right, he's already.
Yeah.
We've paid for this.
They're beautiful and colorful.
But we would have to pay him again though,
I
because
know,
he's,
I know.
There will be some people who really love Bollywood, they're gonna put it. But there will be some more other people.
Yeah, that'll be
they
fine.
also-
Dude, that would be great.
This is
What is
best.
it?
Yeah.
Like kind of
That's
art.
that cartoon with the
Yeah.
guy making ethnic food, right?
But that's a face. It's-
That's okay. It's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
It's not.
But we
not-
can remove the eyes from
Yeah,
it.
just
It's
give her
not
the eye.
realistic.
Yeah.
If you get the real guy, people might be like, what the hell is this about? That's,
But why can't we just put food or,
it's too, that's like
That's the only
Pete said, that
picture?
picture gets stale.
Because most of his art is faces. He always has faces. in
Did you
it.
bring it, did you bring it back?
And it's also like only food
Oh.
on the bottom. One plate, like a phone variation.
I
But
like
if
the
we
Bollywood
take-
idea, but if it's not gonna work, that's
Sorry.
fine.
I mean,
You never know.
one follower of
Nice.
Amitabh Bachchan, they don't like Salman
Yeah, here,
Khan. Salman Khan, that
Don't like
guy.
that guy.
Yeah,
Oh, forget
just like
it.
that.
Food,
All right.
Food and.
music.
Food and
Basic
jewelry.
food.
Not like a
See that?
four
second
Vespas.
Yeah,
The
this is
Vespa on
nice.
there too.
Yeah, the buses, or the trucks,
Yeah.
where they have all the stuff on them,
The
the
truck
buses,
art,
See that
the
jewelry?
bus is there.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
tuk-tuk part is there.
jewelry.
So, and
Yeah, images of the
Jewelry, I
jewelry.
Yeah.
Just that's all good stuff.
Like,
I like the Bollywood
I can
idea,
send
but
some of
I could
the,
see
like,
how
Yeah,
It's
send
really
me,
just-
send me what you got.
it would
Send me
have
the
a
list.
shelf life.
I would
That's
like
fine, I can
this
send you.
one, like the
That's
third
just-
one, which only has a couple faces in it, and then just,
What does that say?
It's, so he always incorporates be your best self or be your higher self is sort of like his motto that he incorporates in his art.
what they are saying, that the
There's someone
language.
pouring that.
Punjabi.
see,
What does it
This is
say?
all Punjabi.
what does C
What does
say?
it say?
Maybe some, this.
Can you read it?
No, this is Punjabi. This is a different language.
Oh, so you can't
Yeah,
read it.
that's
No,
the-
yeah, only Punjabis can read this.
phone.
Nobody
The
in Punjabi. yet.
Samsung phone.
Now she's very old actress. She's, and they are all
Brandon
more.
got one
I said,
too.
this guy, they're all dead.
But if we do food, if we do something similar to this, so like,
his head to a cabbage.
so like put, instead of the people, use the design, the background design, just as it is. And instead of the people, we put in
I'll send you
food,
plenty of pictures without faces, like the food, just the food picture, pani puri and biryani and all those, and then some 4 or 5 pictures of beautiful jewelry ladies are wearing, the whole picture except the face, or maybe just covering their face, nobody knows whose face is there.
right, covering their faces.
Last time also I said there was a certain guy, his face was there. I said,
So could we keep her where she is and just cover her face? Whoops, I don't know what I did. I don't think so. No, skip the picture.
Okay.
Is there any way we can talk to it?
Photorealistic.
Yeah, but we like the backgrounds, but
think so.
It's colorful.
Colors, right?
Colors are
Colors,
perfect.
just pictures.
Yeah, perfect.
Pictures
Yeah.
of jewelry.
So I'll
Like
send
this,
you some of
Cindy.
the pictures like.
Yeah,
that's
Jewelry.
cool.
Like jewelry,
right?
yeah.
Jewelry and, yeah, jewelry, food.
Just put Regal Jewelers underneath.
Big
Sponsored by.
Sponsored by.
You know, he's not there.
I know. He's in San Francisco.
All right, so we got to the.
All right, so we're back on the murals.
Yes.
I'll send you.
Yeah,
what should I send you?
I've been,
Where
we've
were
been
you
harping on
guys?
these pictures forever, you know?
I'll send you.
We were there, just.
Where were
Make
you
sure
when
it's on
we-
the agenda.
Yeah,
That's
just-
the
just-
remote,
It is
that's
still
what
on.
happens when you go remote.
Yep.
You're doing too many other things.
Yeah.
No, I was always at least.
And yeah, we
I
can reach
remember
out to
that
some more
time.
folks. I can reach out to, like, so Mandala Arts, I think, might also have some visual arts
I like that
contacts that we
about
can maybe ask them.
Oh, I like this.
So,
So,
just to get something moving.
Just something colorful,
Yeah.
and then if you like, and if it's. Try to get
building
Talk
on it.
directly
Yeah.
instead of through email and whatnot.
I like this one.
Yeah.
Just, Hey, I'll go with you, he'll go with you. Or we'll go with you.
Right.
That's
great.
Oh, that's great.
I want
Yeah.
this, this is
What we'll do,
crazy.
we'll
Yeah.
This neighborhood's
some
supposed to be
pictures.
colorful.
Yeah, get a bunch of pictures and send them.
Yeah,
You know,
we'll put together like a Pinterest board or
Yeah,
something.
and all
Yeah,
colorful
whatever you have,
cultures.
just send it to
Yeah.
the group.
Yeah. And WhatsApp's fine too, if
Hey,
that's
man,
easier,
paint
if
some
people don't want to mess
trees.
with
It
email.
doesn't even matter, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like, you know, it could be anything.
Yeah, she was getting out of hand.
It's not for lack of trying. I have a bunch of open 311 requests.
Well, not
Yeah.
paint the actual tree, like
Oh,
paint images of
oh,
trees.
I gotcha. Well, what we need is our lights back.
Yeah.
That's what we really
And
need.
it's, and that's
need
again,
light,
not for
we
lack
need-
of trying. We have done the design, we have ordered the stuff
Well,
and
that
it
one
is,
might be out of our hands,
Yeah.
but this is not.
yeah.
Yeah,
Where's the light coming from?
So we use Illuminite as the vendor that like puts everything together and does the installation. But the lights that we've historically had like controllers for LEDs, so they're programmable, so they can be different colors. You can change them a couple times a year. That's not an off-the-shelf product. He had to order that from a manufacturer in China, which he did months ago. And they keep having these rolling COVID lockdowns in China, where the manufacturer is located.
Did you get the DHL or how the shipping is going?
It's freight. So it's like, I don't recall I don't know the exact vendor that it's
It's
going.
been 2 months.
It's been a while, yeah.
More.
Because I have him doing Jarvis Square for me next week, but he's using off the shelf stuff for that. So
Can you send me the specs
Yeah.
for the lights?
what's that?
The specs for the lights he's using?
I'll ask him. Because we've already ordered and paid for these lights.
I don't know, what else is on the agenda?
That was pretty much it. The only other thing was the update on the Tuk project. I still need to confirm one last location so that we can get permits and insurance sorted out, but they're pretty much done or wrapping up this week with manufacturing them. So the next step is going to be getting the permits sorted and then getting.
How are they
everything in for
mounting into the
artists.
ground?
I think they're just weighted, like sandbag kind of situation.
Might see 'em in a
Well,
bar.
They
Well,
definitely.
We'll cross that
Yeah,
bridge when we
exactly.
come to it, I guess. I'll bring that up in our meeting later when we meet with
I
Melissa.
don't know if we can.
They can move, someone's gonna.
It looked like some sort of fiberglass, right? Didn't it?
Yeah,
Those things need to be attached.
Yeah. They're gonna be all parked in the parking lot somewhere.
yeah, the city limits our ability
Well, How did
to
they do with the
surface
cows?
mount them.
we were on platforms, weren't we?
Yeah.
They were on-
I think they were just weighted. They were just heavy.
Yeah. You can't drill into patents.
Fill 'em with water. Yeah, you can't do, but where we have the benches, maybe those bricks, maybe you can tie into those,
Pavers?
the pavers. Yeah. That way they're gonna have to take 4 pavers with them.
That'll stop anybody?
Or, no, or the bike racks.
If you take a paver out yeah, see, then you can
Yeah.
swap them back out.
Bike is a good idea. Can you have that, those,
The bike
Single
chain it
bikes,
to the
yeah.
bike rack.
no, can you have like, we have it
I know, I'm gonna
downtown?
chain the
Oh,
one in
the
front of my
scooters?
place.
Scooties, like,
Only one?
why not? We have such a big.
Yes.
That, pathway.
What are you looking for?
Like
Scooters?
we have
The
scooters
electric
and
scooters.
Electric
cycles
scooters.
in downtown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see too many on
They're-
Devon. I see
They're everywhere.
occasionally.
They can come on Devon.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah, I saw several on Western on my way here.
I've
No one
seen
should
them.
ride those on Western.
No,
They're
or
too freaking
Devon.
slow.
Or
Devon is fine.
Devon, everybody's looking around, they're not even paying attention. But you're gonna-
They
You're
just
gonna have
go.
double parking, you're gonna have so
Yeah, they
many.
just go.
The parking just keeps getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
Locally, people are parking like half out, blocking the whole street, just waiting 30 minutes at a time.
Don't drive, man.
That's
It's
Just
rough.
don't drive.
mess.
Hopefully it's a different level right now.
Part of why I wanted to have this meeting here because there's a giant parking lot. Yeah, expected email later this week. I'll be sending around updates, once we meet with Big Buzz and then with Orlando Statuary. But yeah, they're wrapping up the production, so we're hoping to get them handed off to artists soon, whether that ends up being
So are they gonna be painted on site? They're gonna paint them and bring?
I don't know that we've
That's what-
figured that out. So that's what we're sorting out, because we can't put them out on the sidewalk until we've got permitting, and I can't do that until I have that last location address that I can put on. Yeah, just do 9, because we ordered 10, like there is a 10th one.
Well.
All right, yeah, okay, all right then. That simplifies things.
Can we do something about the beggars?
give 'em some money.
They are a problem
Oh my
everywhere.
God, they are, after California, west of.
West of California,
Yeah.
I'm scared.
yeah.
I'm talking about myself as scared.
Probably.
Huh?
Probably.
They're not doing anything illegal. They're just
Well, I
begging.
know.
I don't know whether begging is legal or illegal, but or do they need license for the begging? I don't know. I'm just saying, but it scares me.
It is. It's
वो लोग थोड़े जरा
aggressive.
Yeah, aggressive.
aggressive.
Yeah.
They walk up to you on the corner and
Yeah,
just like get
they
your
make
face.
them-
and stuff.
they make you uncomfortable.
Yeah,
They're everywhere these days.
we got one right by our office.
I think corner of was that Devon and McCormick.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
the ladies,
Oh,
they're
there's-
fine.
There's like.
So many ladies.
Yeah.
It's a family.
The whole family,
It's a whole family.
they just come from Afghanistan.
Hmm.
They're more
Yeah.
refugees.
Yeah.
But Devon, the California and Devon
Oh,
part is saying
California
that.
Devon is very
that-
scary.
that's
And
correct.
backside
Oh, I was
parking
gonna
of
ask the police. if they've been-
Citibank parking.
Yeah,
lot
I
is
mean,
also-
their typical response is, they're,
The last
you
time that
know.
we had a problem with the couple, they said we'll pick them up, but we have to let them go after.
right, yeah, I mean, and a lot of the times when they pick people up, like, especially if it's like a mental health thing, like
Right.
they take them to the hospital, but then, they, the cop has to sit and wait with them until they're admitted, so that takes them off the street for the rest of the day. And then, even if they get admitted, they're back pretty quickly.
I think because of this, there is a donation camp. I don't know what kind of donation is there. You get a lot of grocery and everything.
Mhm.
Those, all the beggars are staying there because
Oh,
they
by,
get.
by
they get
California.
food.
That's-
California.
You mean by,
Yeah.
by
Next to
the,
Citibank.
by the
That's
fridge,
where
the
the
love
love
fridge
fridge
is?
is.
No, not
No,
there.
no, no.
It's
No,
other
no,
stuff.
it's
You
a That's the one
Yeah.
in Dollar Tree, just before Dollar Tree.
You cannot really get up.
cannot really.
That's not really-
Right.
I think we should talk to them about helping them out. They have lines all the time, like people with
Oh my
carts.
God, I
waiting.
see
Yeah,
that
like
line.
15, like people are waiting a couple hours before they even open.
Who is there? What's your
You can now relief.
It's ICNA.
Yeah, it's right next to the Citibank.
I think
So
because of that, we have.
maybe,
seen
but no,
that.
the Albany
Always
River is
gathering
all
around love
Yeah.
fridges.
Yeah,
Is that the lady that pitched aggressively?
that's,
That's
yeah,
the one.
Yes.
That's the love fridge one.
I like the love fridges. That's a nice idea, I think. But I've never seen anyone congregate around those things.
I think it's useless.
She had,
Love
she had
fridge?
told us that every time that,
Food for people.
Every time-
I don't think it's not organized. It's just
no,
like.
every time that we filled it, one person came in.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the whole thing.
It's just
Yeah,
we take
that's what
everything.
I didn't understand.
And she gets mad if you try to.
yeah,
Restrict, hey, just don't take all the bread, take 2. She gets all offended. Love
Right.
take whatever they want.
Yeah.
Well, gotta,
But I don't know
Get a
how
short
bad
fuse.
they're getting
She's
so
running
much
for
food.
alderman
Now my
next
next
time.
door neighbor, the.
Again,
but
she lost last
TCI
time.
beds, they have lots
Committee,
of
she didn't run
containers
for
for
alderman. She ran for.
banana
she went for
and
committee.
fruits and vegetables. I don't know.
I,
how
that was
they-
most recent, but I think she ran for alderman
She
last
ran
time
for
too.
before that?
Yeah,
Ah.
I think she said already she's gonna run again.
This guy, Moise,
doing
what's his name?
something else.
Moise? Moise?
I've seen the name. I think there was a Block Club article. I thought
Yeah.
that was 40th
No, it's
this
here.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna
But
run.
they have
He's running for
different
alderman. I don't
space.
think she is.
Okay. Anyway,
Because her Facebook feed is
Mm.
advocating for him.
oh,
my
okay.
God,
Yeah, dodge a bullet there.
that was a mess.
But yeah, does anyone have a contact at ICNA? Like if we want
Yeah,
to try
I
and
do.
reach out? Okay.
Is there any project that you're working on bringing the more, promoting more businesses on Devon?
So I've been starting to
Murals.
add in, so I'm trying to add in all of the Devon vacancies to our list of available spaces in Rogers Park. So right now it only is the, the East Rogers Park, Easter Ridge business districts that are in it, but I'm starting to add vacancies for 43. So anybody that owns buildings, if you've got listings for commercial vacancies,
It's gotten better. There's not as many.
There aren't as many.
a lot of them got taken up by those pop-up COVID centers.
Yeah.
Yes. But I had that Nate across the street from me for a long
Yeah.
time, and Nate, somebody in the.
Yeah.
There's a vacancy east of me, that's occupied too. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
agree, it's better.
It's, yeah,
What about bringing business to Devon?
as far as like just bringing customers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think our digital marketing like has really, got on the upswing since we brought in AdMark Digital.
Yeah.
We've had a pretty significant amount of growth in followers, interactions, and like just like link sharing and stuff through our social media or Instagram.
And then the hope is the tuk-tuks will bring people
Yeah.
on, the movies.
Get
will
something
bring people
in,
on Devon.
Block Club,
Murals and
stuff like that.
Murals will bring
Yeah.
people on Devon.
I can't, it's anecdotal, but I can't speak to how it's affected businesses in general.
Yeah,
but-
that's the thing.
But there's way more foot traffic this year. And it's post-COVID though, so
Yeah.
we're seeing that comparison.
I see it mostly.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start advertising. They have the
I don't know,
Michigan
man.
advertising on the TV or the radio.
Oh,
We should
yeah.
start-
There's a lot of Chicago people coming through.
There's the Jane Lynch Chicago TV ads now.
Yeah.
I saw the middle of everything, Illinois, middle of everything. But it's all Chicago stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to do some more.
Yeah, I agree, we should do that, but I mean, that's what all this stuff is for, right?
Yeah.
Because right now we are saying that like this is really like getting affected on Devon, mostly because of the parking, the first thing.
And we can't do anything about
Yeah,
that.
and secondly, the traffic is not like that before, like,
The point of a lot of this stuff is to encourage walking, which
Yeah.
means like half that traffic out there is people circling around looking for
Mhm.
cars,
Yeah.
looking for parking. Just park. If you have to walk 2 blocks or 3 blocks, so what?
You might lose some weight.
That's the point of all this. If it makes it nice to walk, you won't be as.
Well, if we make it
crowded.
nicer and
Right.
cleaner, people want to walk.
Yeah.
wanna be out.
Having it be
People should go
clean,
from tuk-tuk
clean,
to- Right, that's why we're
Yeah.
spreading the tuk-tuks out. so that
Trying
hopefully
to.
People will try to walk
Yeah.
walk around and stop in a store while they're there. Get something to eat.
yeah.
Like the locals are in Naperville.
Yeah,
Big crowd.
That's not local.
Right.
well,
They're gone.
it's more local than somebody that's coming from Michigan.
Still planning, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Alright.
real estate's up in this area.
There is it everywhere.
And that metro station's underway there at Peterson,
Yeah,
that's great. That's gonna be great.
and we're pretty much through the agenda. It's 4 o'clock. I want to be respectful of everybody's time. Thank you all so much for being here. Yeah,
Most kids are.
Yeah.
Yes.
in their department.
Rashad, I'll let you know once I got a date on the calendar to walk around with Brandon. Oh, while you're here, I can get you to sign my signature page on one of these budgets. It's on this one. Yeah, so page 2. signature. Is it blue pen? No, it's very blue.
All right.
Yeah.
What were the
Thank you
buildings
very
with the
much.
murals? You said there was.
I was talking to Mr. Patel at Annapurna. I think I had tried to reach out to the Gandhi Electronics guy at one
JB.
point. And
Patel, I've
that-
already talked to him. He's good with it. He just wants to see it. He doesn't want it culturally biased, like not Hindu, not Muslim. That's something he said.
yeah, and I think I had showed him these ones and he was just like, no.
No, he's very picky. It's gotta have gold in it and it's gotta be very
That's why I
shiny.
put a lot of jewelry in it.
And JB he wanted to do that narrow strip